So I had a pretty weird dream last night. It was definitely one of those apocalyptic end of time dreams. I don't even remember too much about it. I just know there was a lot of rubble. I don't know. I've been getting this weird feeling a lot recently that AI is going to play a much bigger role. I try to explain this to people and I always get that like weird look and they're like, "Oh yeah, whatever." And it makes sense. Like imagine if you were in the 1800s, right? If you were to ask someone at that time what the advancements of a typewriter were going to be, they would just think, I don't know, it types automatically, or maybe there's a screen, even though I don't think they had screens back then. Like they wouldn't be thinking about the computer, okay? Like I know it's kind of a bad comparison, but if you really think about it, the typewriter and the computer, it's kind of like an insanely upgraded version of a typewriter, right? So keeping that in mind, that typewriter, if you were to ask someone what the advancements of AI are going to be today, and you could compare like the AI we have today to that computer, right? Like that upgrade from typewriter to computer, what would be the upgrade of AI from today to that future, in 100 years or whenever that happens? Unfathomable. Like you couldn't even think about what the advances were. You would just be like, it's better at coding. It's, like that's the exact same as saying, oh, it's just going to type automatically from the typewriter. And that's the kind of thing I want you to think about when you're thinking about something happening in the future. It is really hard to even fathom or comprehend what those advancements might be. But AI currently today is already doing freaky things. Like I see a lot of videos about this, like with the flock cameras. Like if you don't know what the flock cameras are, definitely go look that up because you should definitely know. But it's doing like AI detection on flock cameras so they can scan and see like who is who based on these cameras. It's pretty insane. And this is just where it's currently being used. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be like this doomer, but it seems like we're slowly going into a dystopian state where everything you do is monitored. Like every purchase you make, every movement you do is tracked in some way. And really the theories run deep on this. Like one thing that always bothered me, right, is data collecting. Like advertisers want your data, right? Or these companies buy your data. And we think it's because of the advertising. And maybe it is. But what else are they doing with that data? What is more useful than advertising a product to you? Because that seems like a pretty stupid thing to do with the amount of data they have on you. And then when you add AI into this mix, it just starts getting really freaky really fast. So like this is a world I'm imagining in the future of like from the moment you are 5 years old with an iPad in your hands, because that's where we're at, right? With the iPad generation, it starts collecting data on you. That it being whatever system, I don't know. And so they collect that data and now you're like 25 and they have 20 years worth of data and they have AI that is super optimized to what you want to do. Like it is super optimized to how you think. And that's what kind of freaks me out is in the future, I don't think they're going to be using your data to advertise to you. They're going to be using your data to incept your brain with ideas that whatever government, whatever it is, wants to give to you. I know this all sounds like an insane conspiracy theory. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but it is freaking weird. A freaky theory I have is that we are already inside a simulation. I'm sure you've heard that, like the simulation theory, and I could go more into detail with this in a different video maybe. If you're thinking about the typewriter analogy and what those advancements would be, typewriter to computer, current AI to future, what if that is just an AI that is so advanced it's able to simulate everything perfectly, right? Like actual real generative artificial intelligence that can wire into your brain and simulate every input that your brain has. I mean, you would never know that you were even in a simulation to a point. There's one prediction I can make that's going to happen in the very near future, and that is going to be a missile strike that uses artificial intelligence. I don't know why. For some reason, that keeps popping up in my mind that there is going to be AI missile strikes. Which, if you think about it, we're already there. Like, in terms of, like, the technicality of what it would take to have AI launch a missile, yeah, that's all totally possible. like if we take how gaming has evolved from where it was, like how amazing this stuff was to where it is today, I mean, none of this would surprise me. Like that in the future, the government decides we're going to use AI to. I don't like. I mean, the possibilities are limitless. It could be used for war. I mean, imagine AI like prisons. Like, I mean, I'm talking full like dystopian Skynet type shit is entirely possible in the future, especially if like the wrong people are in power. And like, I don't think something like this is entirely unavoidable. Like, we could totally avoid this type of future, but I already feel like it's going down this path. Like, right, like of make as much money as we can. AI replaces everything. I mean, that is definitely like what they're trying to push. But I think if we just sit idly by and do nothing and just complain about it, nothing's going to happen, right? So I don't know what those next steps are. Like, if we need to band together and get people like in power that actually want to make a difference. But like all politicians are ass. I want a gamer politician. How cool would that be? Like, imagine if the president played fucking Modern Warfare 2. They would have the answers. But that really is the one thing that like freaks me out, right? Like, imagine if I even had confirmation, like somehow I could jump in a time machine and all of this is true, that AI takes over, that it's all apocalyptic. How would you ever be able to spread that message to other people? And even if you could, how would you stop it? This is kind of like where I'm feeling right now. And, I don't want to make anyone feel bad or scared or anything. That's not the point of this. The point is to actually be chill. But the problem is, if you're always chill and always ignoring everything that's happening, at some point, something's going to happen, Like, at some point, it will affect you. I mean, I don't want to bring up past shit, but I think World War II, the 1940s, is a great example of that. And I'm not saying that's what it's going to be like today or that it's like that. I'm just saying that if you were, of a certain culture during that time and you lived in Germany and you ignored everything and you just kind of existed, there was a point where you just couldn't anymore. Like, there was a knock on your door. And I'm afraid that we're going to get that knock without even knowing it's coming. Because we choose not to do anything about it. And I like the mindset of just living your life and stuff, and I do that too. But at some point, I feel like we have to do something when we think something bad is happening. And at least for me, in terms of where the world is going with AI and all that shit, it's terrifying. The capabilities are terrifying, and I feel like we need to do something about it. But I don't know if we even can. Anyways, that was my random TED Talk. And before I sign off, I would like to just do shoutouts for this video. So we got CDGLY, thank you again. We got KP Ninja 007, Jade Ikari Shuffy, LaChonker1, Weebmaster, 6T1524, George Daniels, U3K. That is crazy. That is a lot of new comments. I really appreciate that, guys. Please feel free to comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Maybe I'm just talking out my ass. I don't even know. But yeah, have a good one.